Personal electric vehicles are increasing in popularity at an insanely rapid rate, and for good reason. Not only can they be an amazing option for commuting or local errand running, but they are also incredibly fun recreational devices. A question that often pops up though when looking to buy a PEV is, which kind should I get? There are a number of different variants of wheeled electric vehicles on the market. Electric unicycles, electric bikes, electric scooters, and electric skateboards are the most common types, with there being a number of unique or hybrid style variants. Here in the USA, the most well-known PEVs are e-bikes and e-scooters, with e-skates being less well-known. Now, there are going to be some people upset that electric unicycles aren't included in this comparison. Electric unicycles are well liked by those who own them, but are much less common here than they are in Europe and other areas of the world. They seem incredibly fun and quite portable, and I would love to eventually get my hands on one, but because I do not own one and have never ridden one, they won't be included in this comparison. So, which PEV should you buy? Well, that depends on a lot of factors and won't be the same for everyone. Let's look at the factors to consider right after I quickly tell you that my first merch line is out. There are shirts, sweatshirts, jerseys, stickers, and more. You'll see me rocking all this stuff from now on in my videos, so go check out the store after you watch this video. First, you need to consider what previous experience you have and how much you want to let that affect your buying decision. If you already know how to ride a bike, then naturally an e-bike will be the most appealing option. You may have grown up skateboarding or longboarding and feel the most comfortable with a board beneath your feet. In any case, if you aren't wanting to learn to ride a new device, then you should probably favor getting one that you would be the most comfortable with immediately. However, there are a lot more factors to consider, so I would suggest keeping an open mind and considering all options. Let's say you have no experience with any wheeled devices or haven't ridden any in years. Let's look at the approachability of each device from that point of view. E-bikes seem to be the least intimidating of this group, offering a well-known form factor and a seated riding position. However, even if you have never touched a scooter of any sort, you'd find that e-scooters are also extremely approachable devices with a shallow learning curve. The low-to-the-ground riding platform and standing riding position make it easy to balance and catch yourself while learning to ride. Both e-bikes and e-scooters require two-wheel balance and similar fundamentals for operating. I would put them at a pretty equal approachability level from a no riding experience point of view. This also means that those comfortable on a bike already shouldn't have any issues learning to ride an electric scooter quickly. Electric skateboards' lack of handlebars make them decidedly less approachable and less beginner-friendly than the other two e-devices. If you have never touched a skateboard or longboard before, then learning to ride an e-skate would take a bit longer to learn than an e-bike or an e-scooter. Obviously, it's not impossible, and could be fun, especially for someone with experience with other wheeled devices. Electric skateboards are insanely fun and offer some benefits over the other two device types, depending on your needs, so it could be worth it to learn. In any case, I would say that e-skates are generally the least approachable of all the devices, except for those with a decent amount of previous experience. The second question to ask yourself is how portable you need your PEV to be. Do you need to carry it around a college campus or onto the bus every day? Do you need to be able to slide it under your desk at work? Do you have a garage or somewhere to put it? You get the idea. This is the first and strongest advantage that an e-skate has over the other devices. It is by far the lightest and most compact of the three. A board can be carried under one arm when inside buildings and doesn't need to be folded up or placed on a bike rack to take on a train or bus or in a car. It can easily slide under a desk at work or be carried around a college campus for the day. You can even buy a backpack or bag designed to carry the board around. Scooters generally will be the second smallest and lightest, with most scooters able to be folded down small enough to fit into a car or under your feet on a bus or train. The relative compactness make it easy to store them inside a closet or next to the door in a house or apartment without taking up a ton of space. Scooters are the best options for those who RV or like to camp and want a compact PEV that fits in their camper or RV easily. There are a number of folding bikes that fold down to smaller sizes, but generally e-bikes are going to be the biggest and heaviest option of all of these. If compactness and portability are required, then bikes should probably be the last place to look. Performance can be an important factor to consider based on your needs. A faster PEV means a shorter commute. You might need great hill climbing performance, or you might be looking for the fastest, most fun, most capable PEV your budget can buy. I have tied price in with this category because if you're operating on a budget and have certain needs in regards to performance, then that might change your decision on which PEV to buy. E-scooters offer the largest range of speeds and performance capabilities, with the price typically reflecting the capabilities of the scooter pretty accurately. They range from single motor entry-level scooters with 15 mph top speeds at prices under $500 to dual motor beasts that get up to 60 or 70 miles an hour for over $5,000. There are a ton of options at every price range for just about every want or need. I actually have a whole video going over the different types of electric scooters and their prices. That is in the top right or down in the description if you want to check that out. The downside of scooters is that they're limited by the capabilities of the scooter itself and don't really offer any manual way to operate the device, unlike e-bikes. E-bikes can be pedaled as much or as little as you need, so most e-bikes can handle any hill with help from your legs. E-bikes are also generally the most versatile for handling different types of terrain, especially fat tire e-bikes. Across the spectrum of prices, e-bikes offer the most consistent experience. The difference in price is typically a reflection of the quality of the bike and the quality of components, rather than a huge difference in speed, though higher-end bikes will often have larger motors and batteries and will be a little bit more capable on hills. Electric skateboards will also vary depending on price, with belt-driven boards costing the most and offering the best performance. Hub-style electric skateboards will struggle more on hills, but offer great top-end speed. E-skates are the least versatile PEV, with the average board only being able to be used on paved surfaces. There are off-road boards, but even those won't offer the versatility of an e-bike or scooter. Range capabilities is also something to consider. E-bikes will always win for longer commutes and rides because many models can be operated even after the motor dies. How much you want to pedal yourself and how much the motor helps can be adjusted in order to increase range. While e-scooter range can vary, 15 miles of range seems to be that magic number for most scooters when ridden normally and not in any sort of eco mode or low speed setting. More expensive e-scooter models will stretch that range and give you more options for extending range while maintaining a reasonable speed. E-skate's largest weakness is definitely its low battery size and range capabilities, though many have easily swappable batteries, and carrying an extra battery or two actually isn't a huge deal. Most electric boards will only get like 10 or less miles of range in their highest speed setting, so keep that in mind if you're interested in e-skates. Another major thing to consider is how much maintenance you're willing to do on your device. E-bikes take a significantly longer amount of time to maintain and keep running correctly. Between the drivetrain, brakes, wheels, rims, and all the extra components, you're more likely to run into issues with a bike than with a scooter or e-skate. Scooters are typically less likely to need everyday tweaking and adjustment, but do still have components like brakes and folding mechanisms that need occasional attention. E-skates are the most low maintenance of the devices and have the least amount of components you will need to familiarize yourself with. Replacing mechanical components on an electric skateboard is fairly simple and is another strength of e-skates. So which PEV is the most fun to ride? Well, I would say that most people would find e-scooters the most fun of these devices. There are some crazy fast and fun scooters available, and because they aren't difficult to learn to ride, I would say the average person would get the most enjoyment out of a scooter. For me, the second most enjoyable of these PEVs is electric skateboards. This is tied closely to my previous years of longboard riding experience, so this might not be the case for you. However, there are a few things that bring me more joy than high-speed carving on a longboard. I think that learning to ride an e-skate is worth it alone for how crazy fun they can be. The only reason I find e-bikes to be the least fun is because most models aren't really designed for high-speed recreational riding. They're mostly business, designed to get you from one point to the other. That's not to say that there aren't fun models though. Electric moped-style bikes are a ton of fun, and obviously electric mountain bikes are a blast when you're actually out on the trails. All three of these PEVs can be super fun to ride, so don't take the order I put them in too seriously. So, to summarize, e-bikes are intuitive to ride for most people, offer very consistent performance across all price categories, and can be used in a variety of situations and terrains. However, They are large and heavy and require a decent amount of regular maintenance. E-scooters are easy to learn, are extremely fun, and have a huge variety of sizes, shapes, and capabilities to fit most needs and can be folded down for easy transport and storage. However, the performance and capabilities of an electric scooter is tied closely to its price, and prices can get pretty ridiculous for higher-end models. E-skates are the smallest, most compact, and easiest to maintain. However, their performance and range is more limited, and learning to ride an e-skate will take more time than the other two devices. So which seemed the best to you? Hopefully you have a good idea of which PEV you want. Now it's time to pick out the right model for you. I have playlists for all three devices if you want to check out models that I've personally reviewed. Be sure to check out the electric scooter playlist because that is the most comprehensive. I also have a number of videos going over electric scooter basics and my personal favorite scooters if you want to take a look at those. Everything I mentioned will be linked down in the description. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video or it was useful, then leave a like. And feel free to leave a comment or a question that you have below. Get subscribed for more PEV content, and I'll see you in the next one.